I remembered to turn the mute off. Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Friday. It's Friday. I hope you guys have had a good week. How are you all doing? Come on in. Baby, get your yarn on. I do have some comments that were before I logged in. I noticed that's how it works, is that I don't get all the comments because some of them are in the chat before I log in, and that's okay. But I had wondered why I didn't see everything, and I guess that's why. So if I don't highlight it for you, hey, stop it. If I don't highlight it for you, that's why. Because it was before I came into the stream. So I know Mimi is on the TV. She's having some issues with her eyes. I'm so sorry. I know that is so frustrating, but I'm glad you are here. Laura is here from Knit for Brains. Brett's probably there. Hi, Brett. Kathy R. There's Tank. Hi, Tank. Kathy R is here. Good to see you. Arati is here. I saw her sneaking in. Long Cool Woman made it. Whoop, whoop. You made it. Good evening. Good evening to you. Joan, good evening. How's it going? Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Sharon creates. Hi. I have a bag I've started for you. I've got a scrappy bag and a couple other things. I'm going to be sending it out next week, I think. Hope that's all right. Now I'm going to go back to the other chat. Rosie is here. Crafty Mama Liz was here earlier. Izzy from Doggy Life was here earlier. Tammy from Tammy and Friends Motivational Vlogs was here earlier. Leanie is here somewhere. So I do not want to forget you guys either. And while I'm over here on this other chat, what? What happened to the other stuff? There it is. I wanted to do this one. Yay, there it goes. Lorna, Panda, Kay's Crochet Haven, Crafty Mama Liz, Hooked by Deneen, and Nan's Life 7 were all gifted. And Paula Myatt, congratulations, you guys. Woohoo! Welcome to the membership. They give me so many of them to give away. I don't pick who they are. I just hit the button. So how are you guys? What did I miss while I was over there? Crafty Mama Liz. Still there. Yay. Lorna's here. Hey, Lorna. Good to see you. Was that Bree? Did I see Bree come in? Saw something. What did I see? No, maybe not. So how are y'all? What a week of trials. Have y'all been watching the trials this week? What trials have you been watching? And what are y'all drinking? What are y'all working on? Um, Lori Vallow trial has started this week. The Todd Sturmer, Linda Sturmer trial, that is the beaten, burned trial. That one finished. And there was more Idaho 4 stuff going on. Lots and lots to talk about tonight. So let me know what y'all have been watching. That's what I want to know. Got to turn on my fan, and my nose is running again. And I'm caught up on our blanket, but I don't know what I want to do for the next stitch. The doctor one. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. L. Woods Vallow. Lori L. Woods Vallow. Yeah, see, I did not watch the doctor one because I was watching two at once, not at once, but the last couple weeks I've been watching these two trials, so that really has filled up my time for trials. Liz is watching Valo. Oh, they're not live? The Rachel Moran trial has started? Now, is that the one in Nevada? Or what is that one? Rachel Moran. Or is that the one with the illegal? Finished most of the bin of blanket yarn. Wow. So you took down a lot of bulk because they're very bulky. I was at Walmart today, at a different Walmart in Abilene. This is what we call New Abilene. It's out by the college, and there's a whole lot of stuff. And they had a lot more stuff at that Walmart, and they had a good amount of yarn. But they didn't have the one I was looking for. They did have quite a bit of their own mainstays yarn, lots of different solids, and they had like 2 or 3 different variegated. It's not very many, but they had quite a few solids. So that's going to be good. And those were like $2.94 for their solids. That's about the best price going that I've seen. I don't know about y'all. The illegal. So the Rachel Moran was the one that we had the ring footage of the illegal and they got caught. That's the one. Okay. Rosie's doing her diamond painting and drinking Diet Coke. Awesome. Good to see you, Rosie. Maryland. The doctor one is in Maryland, or I don't know. I'm confused. Sorry. There's Bree. Thought I saw you earlier. But hi. Artsy says coffee and settling in after work. Decide what you want to work on tonight. I understand. Y'all, you have to forgive me. The other night I had a migraine. I've been back to the chiropractor. I was supposed to go today. So here's the deal. I have health updates for you guys. Do y'all want me to get those out of the way before we start talking, or we just do it all like we always do, just haphazard? It is a nice yarn, Tank. I really like that yarn. Rachel Moran is in Maryland. Thank you. Bree's working on diamond painting. I thought about working on a diamond painting tonight. Tammy's working on Tunisian blanket and drinking water. Good job. I have water around here somewhere. I think I left it in the kitchen. Yeah, I left it in the kitchen. I went to the cardiologist today. Mimi wants to know. Okay. Let me show you. Okay. Y'all, what kind of stitch do we want to do? Anything? I mean, y'all tell me what you think. I'm kind of thinking, why don't we do the one where you do the single crochet and you chain one, skip one, single crochet, and then when you come back, you do the single crochet in between. What is that one called? Hello, Dawn P. How are you tonight? Granny, good to see you. Yay. Oh, she's chopping celery. I have 2 bunches of celery. I need to get them on the dehydrator before they go bad. Is that a window stitch? Okay. I like that. I like that idea. Kathy's drinking iced tea. You added 4. Your blanket looks really good. She showed her blanket. I don't know if that's moss stitch. Everybody's saying it is. It might be moss stitch. I don't know how it's going to look in one color. Should I pick another color? Like go and grab some variegated or something? Let me do that. Hold on. Be right there. These two probably would look good done like that. Oh, y'all can't see it. Hold on. Thinking I may have this thing too bright right now. Celery came from Food Bank this week. That's nice. It's nice to when you get the fresh veggies. Absolutely. We used to do it all the time. Mr. Fiber's mom was on the program, and because, limited income, Social Security and all those things, you do what you got to do. And we just went with her. I mean, we qualified too, but we went with her so that she didn't, so it was a thing for us to go together. Hi, Jeannie. Your what blanket? Your icon blanket. Cool. Cool, cool. Hi, Patty. Patty snuck in on me. How are you? I know some of these stitches I don't understand. Hi, Laura. I don't understand why they have so many names. Oh, no. Okay, let me bring my hands in. Sorry, y'all can't see what I'm doing, can you? Here I am. Hi, Ellen. This looking orange, but it is not. It's like this is like a coral color. That's better. That's better. Oh, this one. She says the one next to her name is her icon. That's what she meant by icon. Yes, happy Friday to you too. So I think these two, let me bring it up. Sometimes, nope, still looking kind of orange, isn't it? Let me show you. There's the color. I mean, it is a little bit bright. And it does have orange in it. Maybe it's my eyes, y'all. I know I do have a little bit of cataract. So we're just going to leave it right like that. Hi, Tamara. Listening in the background, and you're just leaving Walmart. I did Walmart today. Okay, everybody wants to know about my updates. Hold on. The cardiologist released me after I'm cleared from my surgery. I had my follow-up at the cardiologist from my heart ablation that I had 2 months ago today, okay? I don't have to go back for a year. And I'm able to take myself off of one of my medications. One of my medications is the one that is for the rhythm. It's called propofenone. It's a rhythm, or the old name for it was Rhythmol. And I'm able to go off of that because it wasn't working anyway. But I need to still take the other medications for now. But yes, I have been released. And we will wait and see. He said we'll wait and see what happens. But it's possible, okay, not to be surprised if I have AFib come back, okay? And because it has happened before, it's not a guarantee that it's completely gone. However, if it comes back, he wants me to come back in right away, and they'll do a second round of the ablation. And they have new equipment, and they got the new equipment 2 weeks after my procedure. 2 weeks. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Mary. 2 weeks, which is fine. Hey, it worked, so it's fine. Hi, Thrifty. So, if it comes back, then I have a second procedure, and the new equipment will, this one they used heat. The new one, they will use something with a, it's electrical, and they kind of zap it. So that's where I'm at with that. I don't have to go back to the cardiologist for a year, which is amazing. I was hoping to get off of other things, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to do a single crochet, a chain 1, skip 1, and single crochet across. Okay, you guys, that's what we're going to do. And then when I come back, I'm going to do the same thing with, I'll use this one, and I'll go into the windows with this one. So that's going to be our stitch, okay? Now, you don't have to use my stitch. You can use whatever stitch you want. Hey, Maribel. If you're making a scrap blanket, you make it yours and do whatever you want. You can make your own stitches, use your own colors. It's a scrap in crime blanket mal scrap. I don't even remember the hashtag now, but it's scrap in crime blanket mal 25. I believe is the hashtag, but try to get that at least somewhat in there whenever you put it. Post it either in the Facebook group or send it to my email. So, no, she was here earlier, Patty. Oh, good luck. Good luck, Stephanie. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, she was here earlier. Thank you, Maribel. I did them myself. See, there she is. She must be doing something. The polish is Olive and June, but I put tips and gel, and I used a nail light and cured them, and then I put the polish over the top. Save myself some money. Okay. Any other questions? As far as my back goes, I'm sore as hell, y'all. I was supposed to go, but they closed. The girl, when she made my appointment for 2 o'clock, forgot that the chiropractor closes at noon on Friday, like all the doctors. And so my other appointment was at 11. If I had gone, I would have had to leave here by around 8 or 8:30 in the morning. And I told her, I said, no, I'll take the day off. I'll see y'all on Monday. There it is. Thank you, Joan. I appreciate it. Hey, Angela, good to see you. Okay, so we're going to be starting. Okay, now you know what the stitch is. I'll put it down there. So we're going to start talking about Tom Brown's body. It's Thomas Brown from Canadian, Texas. And that's what we're going to start talking about. And I linked a playlist down below. And you can watch it right here on YouTube. You can watch the playlist. It's a podcast and it's posted here. Now, when you click on it, you are going to have to go into the settings and turn the speed down unless you're used to listening to podcasts at the higher speed. If you are, you're going to be just fine with it. But don't think that you have to leave it like that if it confuses you. You can go in and change the setting and turn it down to 0.75 instead of 1.0. So there's just a little bit of a tip for you guys. I have listened to the whole thing. The one about the one where the deputy who shot the sheriff. No, has it come out yet? Have they had a hearing or anything? Because I don't think I saw anything come out on that. Okay, here's the other thing I want to do tonight. Oh, thank you, Jeannie. Oh, how sweet. That's funny. Putting his hand in front of his mouth while blushing. That's a cute one. Okay, Thrifty, be careful. Thank you so much. Let me play something for you. Okay, is it acting up? Was it acting up a little bit or did it play for you? Yeah, that's that one. I haven't heard anything more on that. Okay, the stitch is going to be called a moss stitch. So it's a single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet, and then when you come back, you single crochet in the chains. That's our stitch for tonight. It played perfect. Okay, it didn't replay here on my end. It was skipping on my end. Oh, yours acted up too? How weird. It's okay. Y'all saw it. Thank you, Jeannie. That was what was important, was to say thank you. Now, I'm going to show y'all. Did it stop sharing? I guess it did. That's weird. All right. Got to do it again. I can do that. There it is. All right, I have got the wheel, and I am going to choose somebody on the wheel, and this one is for the Murder in the Bayou, for the book edition Murder in the Bayou that we just finished. Okay, so I'm going to go up here and shuffle, 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 and I'm going to pick a winner. We have 176 on this one. Yes, good luck, everybody. Here we go. I know y'all can't hear that. Vanessa Jones, congratulations. Yay. Oh, okay, let me write that down. When you see this, Vanessa, send me I didn't see her come in, or did she? Send me an email. Now I'm going to remove her, and we're going to shuffle, 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 and we're going to pick another one. Tick, 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 tick. Annie! I didn't see her come in either. Congratulations, Annie. Okay, that's our 2 for the wheel. Now, okay, now we're going to come back over here, and I'm going to mark the chat and I need you to put your favorite color and your favorite size of yarn. Okay, so it'd be like 4 blue or 3 green, or you know what I'm saying? So your favorite size of yarn and your favorite color. And we're going to pick somebody from tonight's chat, somebody that's here now. Okay? And yes, thank you for the new members. Did I play the members video for everyone? I don't know if I did. Let me do that too. Thank you so, so much. There we go. Now that I see them coming in. My chat's just being really slow tonight for some reason. I need to clean my glasses too. I think it's time for new glasses. So I need to get that. I need to call over to the eye doctor and see how long it's been, and go from there. I'm thinking about changing them again. I don't know. I want to get my exam, and I want to get my prescription and do the online thing like Joan told me about. All right, Mary, good to see you. If I didn't say hi. Hello, Connie. I'm doing good. Put your favorite yarn and your favorite weight, not your favorite yarn, your favorite color and your favorite weight of yarn to be entered for tonight's drawing for those in the chat. Couple more minutes. Okay. Vanessa and Annie, please email me. There we go. Okay. Couple more minutes. Few more seconds, you guys. Few more seconds. Then I'm going to mark the chat and we're going to see. You're okay, Bree. You're okay. I haven't marked it the second time. I've marked it the first time. See, I think mine froze too. Okay, we ready? Hey, Pebbles. Okay. Okay, that's it. Mark. They told me at the doctor's office today, they asked me a bunch of questions today and said, have I been around anybody that was coughing or, if I had any coughing, if there'd been any, just like the COVID kind of things, And I said no. And they said, okay. They said, because we've had an outbreak of measles. Are you guys hearing that too? There's an outbreak of measles where you are? Is it all around the country or is it just here? You think there's 23, Joan? You might be right. Let's see. Where's my mark? All right, here's my mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and Bree came in for number 23, right? We got 22. Oh, and Pebbles is 23. Okay. Pebbles was number 23. Very good counting, Joan. Look at you go. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my mark at the top. And you know how I do this. I use my phone and I have I do a 1 through 23. A number between 1 and 23. 17. Okay, there's my mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14. I already took my medicine. 15. 16. It's Mary. Yay, Mary. Deep teal or burgundy and 4 weight. Congratulations, Mary. Yay. Thank you guys so much for being here. And hello, there's Bridget. Bridget came in. Matt came in. Who else did I miss? If I missed somebody else coming in while I was counting, hello and hello and hello. Ooh, gotta turn that on hot. Yay. Okay, so that's my winners for this round. I just decided it was time. It was time to pick some. I am getting a package together for, well, Annie, you need to send me an email because you won this, you won as one of my winners for this edition. You and Vanessa are winners. You and Vanessa and Mary. Those are my winners. Woohoo! Congratulations, y'all. Annie, you need I need you also when you email me, you tell me a color and a weight of yarn also, okay? And I have a whole bunch of stuff that I can give away. I have a big old basket of stuff, okay, to put together for y'all. Now, I have got to go and give Serbs his green toy because Mr. Fiber is taking a nap. So he does not know what time it is. So I'll be right back. Hi, Adele. Hi, Tina. Be right back. Come back. Yeah, I got so much stuff in here. So, yeah. And I'm going to be putting together a package for my 4K giveaway. We're getting really, really close to my 4K giveaway, so some of that will go in there. Here, I want to see what she's talking about. Yeah, I watched that. I watched that live, and I didn't know what those were either. Leto or something like that. No, not the Letos. Leto was what Rebecca was showing. I was eyeballing both of those. Yeah, we're real. Well, it's more than it looks like 6, but it's not. So let me explain. Let me explain. I have 3,941. You see the 4 there, but that means 40. 940 because there's one more number. So when I get 9 more, I will have 395. Does that make sense? That's where we're at. My watch hours are down. My views are okay. I've had 25 subscribers this month. And I'm sitting at $50 for the whole month of my earnings for the whole month right now is at $50. Oh, Panda is live. Which is not why I'm here anyway. Making bucks is not why I'm here. Hello, Pam. Good to see you. Yeah, I had to explain that the other day. A lot of people are not sure how that works. So, okay, did I miss any questions or anything while I was gone? Now, I'm thankful for anything that comes in, and it all goes back into shipping. If you want to know what I use, anything that comes in for, it's not for yarn I buy, it's not for different stuff back here, it's not for the actual giveaway stuff or the bags I put it in or the boxes or any of that kind of stuff. It's just the shipping. It just helps with shipping. So that's how it works here. You have a migraine? Oh, I hope they do. I took a pill the other day. I had to take some sumatriptan. Okay, now we're almost an hour in and we haven't even talked about the crime stuff yet, right? And I also want to say thank you. I no longer have a video for my lurkers, but I can do a thank you for you guys, and I want to do that real quickly. So thank you very much to my lurkers. I see you and I'm glad you are here and I appreciate you all very much. Yeah, shipping is really something. Now, Tank, I do have yours packaged and ready to go. I just never got to it this week. So I will do my best to get it out next week with all of my other things. Do you have one? You know, I saw these. Mine has a chip. But I saw the Texas mugs at Starbucks the other day. and I didn't like it. This one I liked. This one is the Been There series. Okay. And the one that they had the other day was not like this. I actually got this one online. Oh, well, thank you, Dawn. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, I love me some Adele too. I like Adele, and I like this Adele. You're working on other things too, right? But I do have it packaged and ready. It's just all I did was just put that in there and get it ready to go. So hopefully it will be going out to you next week. I'm putting chips in every. Well, I chipped mine, so I thought about getting another one like it, but I didn't see one like it. Didn't see one, so I may have to go back online and look for it again. Okay, I'm going to bring my hands back in, you guys, and we are going to talk about crime. So I hope you will stay for that. Here is my blanket. All right, so we're going to just go down the line and talk about. I know not everybody watched what I watched, but there is a case that I had been following, and the trial came up, and I was very surprised to see it. And basically, it was a woman out of the New York East Coast area. Gosh, I'm trying to remember the name of the town now, but I can't remember. And she was charged and convicted of beating her husband. She drugged him, she beat him over the head, and then she set him on fire. And then she ran. She went to get in the car and run because the fire was going. She knew the house was going up, so she ran. And then he came out, and she ran him over with the car. And then when people started to show up, she couldn't get away, of course, because, too late. So she threw herself on top of him, and she was convicted. Well, she got out on a technicality. And the technicality is that she was not allowed to bring in her own fire inspector to tell her, to tell her side of the story as far as the fire. Her defense was that the fire could not have happened the way that the prosecution was saying that it happened. Well, they did that. The prosecution rested. The fire inspector was brought up for the defense. The jury listened to both sides, and then it came down today. She was convicted a second time. She is guilty, and she's going right back to jail. Oh, thank you, Connie. Cerberus is his name. He's in there. He's got his green toy. Um, I can show you a picture of him. There he is. There's my Cerbs with my yarn pile. Hi, Marilyn. Come on in. And I have stuff to tell you about him too. Yes, the hubby died. He died on the scene. Uh, he could not be saved. He was too far gone. She poured gasoline on him. And the thing that got me, even if you did not, that the fire guys, when they came in, they talked about, everything and what they did, what they didn't do, and what, all the ins and outs of the fire and how the fire, nobody really could say what the point of origin was. They felt like it was in the living room where was sitting in his chair. But the thing that really got me this time, because I didn't get to see the first trial, I don't know that it was ever televised. But for this one, the grown sons came on again, and they testified, and they talked about how their mother came down to the basement where their rooms were. See, he built this house himself, and the boys' rooms were in the basement. The basement was completely finished except for paint. They had epoxy on the floor and area rugs, and they had like a sitting area down there where they watch TV and stuff. And the boys said that she came down there and told them that their father and her were going to be talking about a divorce and how to split everything up and where the boys would go to live and all these things, right? And she told them to get their stuff, and she wanted them to go to a movie and to go to the mall and get something to eat, and that they got all their stuff and they went to go upstairs to go out the front door, and they could see their dad sitting in his chair, but he wasn't moving. And they said they always told their parents, both of their parents, goodbye before they left the house. They would give a hug, a kiss, all of that. And they didn't get to tell him goodbye. God, that was hard watching their testimony. And she stood between them and him and would not let them see him before they went out the door. Now, I'm sorry, but that's about as guilty as your shit gets, okay? No matter what. On top of that, she lied to everybody. She told 14 different stories about what happened. She tried to get the children to lie for her, which they did. She told each fire investigator, each police officer, each friend, each neighbor, each child, each family member a different story. There's just no way, you guys. There's just no way. It was ridiculous. So that was one of the ones I watched. If you want to go and watch the trial, it is called the Beaten and Burned trial. Battered and Burned, I believe, is the name of that. Okay, now I'm going to switch colors. And then I've been watching Lori's trial, Lori Vallow. Wow. And I don't even know where to begin on that one. Where do you guys want to start with that one? I don't know. Wow. Watching her, I have right now, there's one word I have that keeps coming up with Lori Vallow. Okay. After the first couple days, I wasn't sure I even was going to continue to watch. And then I changed my mind and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna see how this goes. You know, we want justice for Charles. However, the thing that keeps coming to mind, thank you, Annie. Yes, Colby Ryan is her son, and let me tell you, that kid, oh, I sure feel for him. I really feel for him. But the one word I have for her is chameleon. What a chameleon. Colby came out and he talked about her interview that she did with the Arizona gal that started a true crime um, show for their local Arizona TV station. And she did a interview with her, and she spoke a whole lot more to her than she did to Keith Morrison. She was not nearly as snarky and nasty to her as she was to Keith Morrison. It is quite the interview. And she acted somewhat normal. And this is the thing that Colby was talking about. He said, I'm so confused. He said, I don't know who this person is. Or he says, not that he didn't know who it was. He was like, how did she go from who she's been to somewhat normal to where he knew her before some of this other stuff? Right? I still don't get how I, I just don't get it. Other than she and Chad were feeding off of each other. This was a guy who wanted to be somebody so badly and did not think he was, other than being this fabulous author and all of that, and had this delusion of his own going on with his religion, and they just totally fed off of each other. Unbelievable. Yes, it's Colby J. Ryan is his channel. Good night, Bree. So glad you were here. Yeah, he was. He was, Patty. It was terrible. Oh, it's definite God complexes, yes. But think of them both as chameleons, okay? And and where he was feeding off of her and she was feeding off of him, and now she's decided she's going to be this savior of all these women at the jail and speak for them. What? No, I can't either. And listening to her at this trial, you guys, talking about my daughter Tylee, what you knew about my daughter, what you knew, and how Charles and her had this contentious relationship, how they didn't get along, and this, that, and the other. And oh, here she goes again. And I will bet you, if you listen to Colby, he's going to say she's doing it again, right? She is blaming Tylee again, just like she did before. She blamed Tylee before for all the other things that he killed JJ and all this stuff. But can you imagine this? I'm having a hard time thinking that the jury doesn't know absolutely anything about this case. What do you guys think of that? Excuse me. There was no trial today for Lori, but they're going to have to start earlier next week. The judge has them coming in early Monday and Tuesday. So uh, Nate Eaton, if you don't know, he does a recap every evening on East Idaho News. So if you have not followed him, I would go, and if you aren't unable to watch the trial, you can get a recap of some of the more important things. He doesn't go over all of it, but he does do a lot. And he's tonight he's supposed to have an interview with Kay Woodcock's husband, Larry. And yesterday, Kay was on the stand. And I could not believe it. That was a really short cross-examination. How many of you saw the cross-examination Lori did of Kay Woodcock? Lori asked her, so you're telling me you did not know that my brother had shot Charles? And Kay looked at her and said, no, you didn't tell me. It's like, it's fixing to heat up here, right? And then I'm trying to think of the other really big thing that happened with Kay. What did she say, Leanie? Because there was something else. Now I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, thank you, Mimi. Thank you so much. Here, this for you. Thank you so much, Mimi. That's sweet. Hi, Lori. Oh, y'all help me to remember what it was. Gosh, I have forgotten it now. I've totally forgotten what it was now. Yes, she said she did not trust JJ with her after Charles died. She wanted to get JJ back because she did not, after once Charles was dead, she did not want JJ there. That's why she immediately, and you guys, if you ask me, coming up, Bubby, there's Serbs right there getting underneath. Honestly, I feel that Kay Woodcock is a hero through all of this stuff. Would you guys not say that she's the hero? Kay said something's not right. The kids are gone. Yes, she said she didn't trust her. I saw that one. I saw that, Lainey. That she said she didn't trust her. I saw that. But there's something else. I wish I could remember it. Adam, yes, and then Adam got on the stand. Adam Cox. No, it was the girlfriend, Charles's girlfriend, that said something. So they interviewed Charles's girlfriend, who was speaking to Charles for a good while before he died. Not for like a long time, for maybe a couple of weeks or something like that. And they hit it off really well. They were on the LDS dating site. And she found out that he was married, but he said that they were getting a divorce. So she decided that she would talk to him She wasn't necessarily going to just jump right in, but she would talk to him. So they talked and they texted, and in that time frame, I think I remember what she said. In the time frame that he and her were talking, he told her what was going on in his life. He told her about the stuff that Lori was doing. That she knew they were LDS, right? That he was and she was and Lori was and the church and all of that. And she was living somewhere else, but she was from that area. So she was coming to Chandler to um, to visit. And Charles was coming to visit. And I may have where they were living wrong because there's so much back and forth. Yes. Yes. That's it, Lainey. Yes, that's it. I cannot imagine. He thought so they got together. She found out he was coming to town. They made arrangements to meet. They met the night before Charles was killed. And they stayed out at the restaurant. They closed down the restaurant, and then they went outside and they talked some more, and they made arrangements to meet up the next day. They never slept together, anything like that. They just hit it off. She told him, she said, and they weren't exclusive. She was dating people, he was dating people, he was talking to people. And she told him, she said, you're going to have to be through with Lori, or else people are not going to take you seriously, because Charles was not just wanting to be someone who was dating. He wanted someone to be with. And she told him, you're going to have to finish this, because if you don't, then people aren't going to be serious about being with you. And so they made these arrangements, and then the next day she didn't hear from him. Nancy Jo Wilcox or something like that. Nancy Jo something. And she thought he ghosted her. She tried to text him. She tried to call him. She didn't get through. He never answered back. She just thought, well, something changed. He decided this wasn't for him or whatever. And that the day that he died was in November, I believe. In December, she was talking to somebody. I can't remember how she found out. She was talking to somebody, and she saw something come up on the news. And she went, what? Totally blew her away. And then she immediately reached out to Kay, because she knew that Charles, all this information about Lori, she knew that Charles had changed his life insurance. He told her that. She told him, you should tell Lori that. You would be safer around her. The child would be safer around her. All of those things if you told her that you changed it. And he said, yeah, maybe I should. Maybe I should. She reached out to Kay. So she had Kay did not know, until 2 days later, I believe. And it was because one of Charles's sons, adult sons, who had already left the house, Lori called them and told them their dad was dead. and texted them. She didn't call them, she texted them, your dad's dead. That's it. They called Kay and said, we're getting these things from Lori saying dad's dead. And Kay's like, what are you talking about? So she called Larry, her husband, and Larry Googled it. And they found out from Google that Charles was dead. This is her brother. She's his younger sister. Can you imagine that? But I'm going to tell you, Kay is my hero anyway, because she never let up from the time that Charles was killed. Now, for those of you that don't know the story, Charles was killed by Lori's brother, Alex. Now, do you guys have, from watching this trial, we haven't even got to the forensics yet. We haven't even got there. We had the cell phone guy that came on and introduced the information that's going to be coming off of the cell phones, but we haven't even got to all the forensics. We've had the ballistics guy on, who talked about the bullet hole, the skid mark bullet hole. They actually pulled the bullet out of the floor. I'm trying to understand and put it together. Charles was laying in the floor, his feet toward the hallway, his head towards the hallway to the front door. Okay? The room that he was in was all mirrors. Tylee said that was because Lori wanted a dance room. He was laying in a pool of blood, but it was what I would say, a small pool of blood, right? Because he was shot in the abdomen first, is what the ballistics man has said. He was shot in the abdomen first. He fell to the floor. He was bleeding, but it's through the abdomen, and it was a through and through. So there's a shot in the front and a shot in the back. But he was bleeding, and then Alex shot him through the shoulder, through the heart, up through the heart and through the shoulder, and that bullet landed in the floor. That was the other thing. That was new. I had not heard that. I don't know why I never saw that, but yes, she had Charles cremated, and she sent Charles's remains and a few trinkets of his things, a few trinkets, to Kay's work address. The things that Lori has talked about have not made any sense at all. No sense at all. Most of it is very watered down. I have not yet seen her make a valid point. Can anybody think of a valid point that she has made yet on anything? On cross-examination or objections, or she's a chameleon. She is acting like a lawyer. She's not a lawyer. She's acting like one because she thinks she can, because she sat through her own trial. Yes, he was lying on the ground, and he was shot a second time with what a lot of law enforcement call a coup de grace, which is second one takes you out and makes sure you're dead. No, he was not. He was laying on his back when the second shot hit him. Both shots were from the front. The first one was to the abdomen. The second one was through the heart and through the shoulder. from the front. Alex was standing over him and shot him again. Make sure he was dead. And that's not something you do with self-defense. You could start just right there. Self-defense, we don't shoot him a second time to make sure he's dead. That's not self-defense. Self-defense is not where we wait 30 minutes before we call for help. No. Yeah. Unbelievable. So back to the girlfriend. Lori said to her, so let me get this right. You and Charles met for your first meeting face to face, and you sat for hours and you talked about me instead of getting to know each other. And Nancy Jo said, don't flatter yourself. We talked about a lot of things, not just you. I was driving back from Abilene, and I thought I was going to. No, I was driving back from the vets. I got to tell you that story too. Unbelievable. No more questions. No more questions. And yes, she said, well, why don't you tell me some of these things? And the judge goes, hold on. He says, I don't think you really, he sent the jury out. He says, we're going to have a sidebar. And they're using, because Lori can't go up to the judge to have a sidebar. So they're using headphones. They put the headphones were kind of being quirky. So he said, all right. So he sent the jury out. They had the sidebar in court. And he said to her, I don't think you want to ask her that question. Are you sure you want to know the answer? Because you could open up a whole lot of stuff that you may not want to talk about in here. She goes, oh, I do. Oh, I definitely do. And he said, all right, well, when the jury comes back, you can ask her. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be good, right? She didn't ask her. Not a word. She let it go. I think somebody in the back room said, Lord, don't you do it. Don't you do it. And the judge has non-stop been telling her that the prosecution has been objecting, and the judge has been reprimanding her, nonstop telling her, you have to quit testifying. So she's constantly saying, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, really? After they make their statement. So it's called testifying because she's putting her opinion in there. And she's not asking questions. She's not saying, what do you mean by that? Or, anything to ask questions. She's just saying what she thinks and throwing these little statements in after. And he's warned her and warned her and warned her. And I keep thinking, he is just on a fine line right here, Hey, Katie, how are you tonight? You made it. We're talking Lori Vallow right now. I don't know how much longer I can sit here, you guys. So sore. So, from what I understand, Lori, if Lori continues to be reprimanded, does not listen, does something that he has to pull her off of it and say you can't go forward as your own lawyer, her team will take over, and she cannot behave herself and then go back to it. Once she's pulled off of it, she would not be able to be put back on. Yes. Lena, you have such a good memory. Oh, you have such a good memory. That is exactly what she said. So did you see him the next day? And she says, no, he was dead. crazy. Crazy to think about. The way she was questioning, is that what you mean? Yeah. It's there's times when I'm like, I can't with this woman. I just can't. I can't. And then I'm like, but I can't not watch at the same time. I don't know about anybody else who's watching it if you have that same feeling, but it's just, I don't know. So that's where we're at with that. Now, me too. Bring it on. Can you imagine this? I was thinking about the last trial and how that jury in Idaho, with the same type of communities that she was in there when the children were killed, and how they did not know about Charles. Now you have a jury that is learning about a brother and these crazy, they brought in the religious stuff, and how she went off with all of this religious stuff, and that's what Charles was upset about, and that's what they were fighting about. When this jury finds out about her being convicted of killing the kids, can you imagine what some of them, how they're feeling when they find that out? I mean, this Lori is a big old clusterfuck, right? She really is. It's just every and it just one after the other. And you guys, if you go back, now I don't know if you remember, I told you Pretty Lies and Alibis. She talked about Lori's cases with the kids. And if you go back and you look at some of the court documents that she reads over there, Gigi, is it Gigi? She reads all these court, her and her partner that she had for her podcast for a while. They talked about all of those court cases. They talked about all of these things. There's a lot of stuff that related to Charles in all of that. And so if you ever want to go through her playlist and listen to how this it goes so far back with Lori. None of this is new, other than the whole off being a god thing, that she's beyond redemption, not beyond um, having to repent. She's translated being and all this stuff. There was stuff way, way back. And Colby's been through all this. Colby has been through it since he was little. He's the only one left. She's taken his entire family. Good night, Lori. Yes, I'm so glad you were here. Okay, Tamara. Yep, she got all the documents from Gigi. Got all the documents, and it's fascinating when you think about it. It goes way, way back. Now, the brother did say, I don't know how many of you caught this. The brother did say that Lori and Alex had an oddly close relationship. Now, I don't know what the jury will make of hearing him say that. Prosecutor didn't push that one and say, well, what do you mean by that? There's a lot of evidence there, too. Lori asked Nancy Joe, well, if you know so much about me, you were not there, so you don't know or have heard me or anything plot to kill with my brother, to kill my husband, right? And Nancy Joe said, no, but I've seen a lot of evidence that did. See, I haven't watched his reaction from yesterday. He was in court yesterday. Colby went to court. I was not sure what to think of Colby at first. I want to say that I really did not trust him. It would be difficult to trust people when you knew the life that there's, that family had, and Colby knowing all the deep dark stuff, right? From the early days. He didn't know about he was gone when the kids were killed, but and Colby had lived with Adam, her brother. And then he moved out on his own. And Adam was married at that time. Well, evidently Adam is not, this is Lori's brother Adam, evidently he's not married anymore because Nancy Jo said that he came up on her screen, was suggested to her as someone to date on that LDS dating site, and then she did not reach out to him, but then she saw him at her, did y'all know that being a pickle professional, there was a thing such as a professional pickleball player? That's like a tongue twister. Professional pickle. I can't say it again. He was a radio personality in Wichita, Kansas, and then now he's a instructor, and her son was playing pickleball, and they met at the game, and he said, "Oh, that's your son?" And she said, "Yes." Yeah. I can't do it, Artie. I can't do it. Okay. So I'm going to move on to Tom. Canadian Texas is in the Panhandle. And I remember hearing this story. Do you need help? Where is it? Where is it? Do you need me to help you? Where is it? Where'd it go? Hold on. Okay. Got to help with the green toy again. It has exploded. I knew that. But I had no idea that there was a professional side to it. Can you get it? You want me to help you? He's right there. I can't even push my chair up. Let me see. There. Oh, that's you. Ah, you pushed it back. Let's go over here. There you go. There's two of them. Ready? Oop. That was a bad shot. Sorry, bud. Oh. That is crazy. Rock, paper, scissors. Oh my goodness. Hi, Deneen. I cannot imagine the things that people call sport. Wow. Okay, so our story is going to be about Tom Brown from Canadian Texas. You can listen to that podcast. That's the best way for you to know about. There are other podcasts out there. There are other things about the case that you can go and check. This is an unsolved case. His body was found. And if you remember, the whole reason that I decided to talk about this one was that I had gone to my doctor's office and there was a man going in and he had seen my lanyard with the crime scene thing on it. And he said, are you in law enforcement? And we talked about, the true crime connection thing. And he said, there was a case here. He says, there's several really good. He talked about one here in Abilene. And then he said, and then the Tom Brown, he says, I actually did I'm a forensic person. He works in forensics, and he actually helped do the autopsy of Tom Brown. And that's what made me think that we should go over that one. Right? Am I saying it wrong? Canadian Texas? Isn't that right? Oh, you mean because it's Canadian. Okay. No, not a journalist. He's a scientist. He was a scientist, and he was in his scrubs and all that. He was going into my doctor's office, and he said that he worked on the autopsy of Tom Brown's body. And he told me that Tom Brown had been shot and that there had been some talk that his parents were somehow involved in a cover-up of it. And you'll hear that when you listen to the playlist. But it is, and I listened to it on Spotify, and I listened to it out of order because it got posted. I think a pathologist is probably what he was, but I don't remember actually saying pathologist. So maybe he didn't think I'd know what that meant or whatever. I don't know. But be sure you play them 1 through whatever, because when I listened, they got flipped around somehow and posted funny. So I don't know how that happened, but I listened to them out of order. So anyway, I will probably listen to them again and take down some notes. I don't know, because the idea for me now with the crime stuff, you guys, is for us just to do this, is to talk, to get together and to talk about stuff, and not for me to do a whole bunch of work, because as you see, I make $50 on this channel. I'm not doing this to make money, and I don't, with everything I have going on with myself and with my dad in my life, I just don't want to work that hard. I hate to say I enjoy the true crime, but I do, and I don't want to. It fascinates me, and so I don't want to work that hard at it. So that's the new format. I hope y'all are okay with that. I think that's pretty much what we do anyway. So let me tell y'all about Serbs and Duke. I took them to the vet yesterday, and we knew that Duke had been losing weight. From the last time I took them, Duke has lost 10 pounds, and Cerberus has gained it. They now weigh the same. Serbs is on a diet. We had to take him off a full cup away from him of food. No more goodies. He gets his 8 o'clock toy still, but no more plates for him or extras. No more extras. And he's down a cup a day. And we're walking again. I walked yesterday. Yesterday, I got in 12,000 steps in my full day between taking, Duke is doing fine. I wanted to have his hips x-rayed because he's had a couple times where he fell after trying to get up and he fell back down. His haunches just went. And she said there was no sense in doing x-rays or anything. She did where she had him stand up and then she pulled his leg backward like this and manipulated his leg and felt along the leg. And she said at some point Duke pulled both of his ACLs and they have healed over. Good night, Marilyn. Thank you for being here. And it has now got that hard knot muscle over it. And she said, so if we had done it back when he did it, we could possibly have done surgery on him. But now there's really nothing that you can do for him. His hips have a little bit of arthritis, but nothing bad. The reason that he has trouble is because they do hurt him a little bit and they do kind of fall asleep when he lays down, because he lays down for like hours and doesn't get up because, he's probably sore. He spends a lot of time at night up and barking because that's Great Pyrenees. That's what they do. So he does move around at night, but during the day, he sleeps a lot, and that's just their nature too. So she upped their medicine, both of their medicine. Cerberus has not had an ACL pull, but he has arthritis in his right back leg, and he throws it out ever so often. And then when he does, I give him extra painkillers for that. But overall, we're just going to work on giving them 2 pills a day. They up the dose on the pills. They'll get 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. So this morning, I tried to get Duke to come in and have breakfast, and he wouldn't do it. So I had to go out with his pill wrapped in a piece of lunch meat and give it to him. And that's what I'm going to have to do. So now every morning, I have to make sure they get their medicine, which is easy with Serbs. It goes right in his food. He doesn't even look twice. And then in the afternoon, they come in and they eat. And so that's another thing. Sometimes Duke doesn't want to come in and eat. So I may have to go back out and give him the same thing, a piece of cheese or a piece of lunch meat with his pill. So that's okay. That's my job as his owner, as his mom. And the other thing is that Cerberus has now got the beginning of cataracts. So we have to be careful with him dusk and dawn, because it's possible that he may not see everything. Yes, it does scare you, Karen. Yes, it does. Thank you. And I hope yours will be okay. I don't know how long that's what I had, was paroxysmal AFib. I had it when I started checking. It was over a year. I think I had it probably a little longer than that. I've had PVCs longer than that. But if you can get the surgery sooner rather than later, depending on how long. Just got in from where? You had a night out with your friend? Aw, wonderful. I love to hear that. Yes, my mom had AFib and she had shocked the reversal, but it didn't work. She had a prolapsed mitral valve and they put in a pig's valve and a pacemaker. And She died because her pacemaker quit. Yeah, I'll look into that and see. He takes they take the glucosamine, and they take a fish oil, and they take not a muscle relaxer, a anti-inflammatory twice a day. And I think I've ordered some more of their glucosamine. I think they're going to be getting that twice a day too. So that's their deal. Gotta watch Serves because he's getting the old man eyes. And yet they got their shots yesterday, and they got to take their Provecta, whatever that stuff is called, for the flea and ticks. Hi, Terry. And both of them were totally out of it yesterday evening. They didn't give a crap about nothing. All they wanted to do was lay down and forget about the world. They were tired. And we had gone for that walk too. So I'm hoping I can get a walk in again tomorrow. Be looking for that. We'll see if I can do it live or not. I don't know, because tomorrow we're going to breakfast with Mr. Fiber, and then we're going to go do some stuff at the house in town. And then after that, I don't know. We'll see if I can get a walk in. And then hopefully I will be here tomorrow night for us to do crafting. Okay? I love y'all. Thank you so much for being here. They're both 8. They're both 8 years old now. That's what they have on the paperwork, and they said that looked pretty, looking at their teeth, that looked pretty close. Between 8 and 9 years old is for both of them. They were both rescues, so we're just guessing. So, okay, I love y'all. Have fun today, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I will see you later, okay?